yet to start this book. I was super busy yesterday, and then I've just kind of been in like a reading slump. Sorry, this angle's like not good. I don't really feel like reading this right now. I need to understand the hype. I need to know what is making everyone feral for this book. Yeah, so we're gonna go downstairs and actually read this. I need to get out of my room, so we're gonna go. Little update, I just made it past chapter 1. I'm going at this a little bit slower right now because I keep having to like reread. It was just one chapter and I'm like intrigued. We'll see how that goes, but there's just one character that just died and I wasn't ready. Like, it's literally the first chapter and I already kind of had like a connection because I was like, oh, he's sweet. Died. So that sucks. I just came back from work and I just wanted to give a little update on what I read today. So Fourth Wing, I read to page 42 so far. I think that after that first demonstration of what you need to do to succeed, and she obviously got through it, I think that kind of allowed her to gain her confidence. And I think throughout this experience she's going to gain her confidence, which I'm actually like really happy and I'm glad she's going to. And I sometimes like, I love those characters that like they don't have strength in fighting but they have it in their knowledge, and that's what I really like about Violet. I also like how even though she's not on the same level of everyone else, she's trying to show that she is. I think people are to respect her, I guess. First 40 pages were really fast paced and there was like info dump, but it wasn't too much info dump. I have to do studying for history and psychology and then I'm gonna go work out. And then after that I'll read, but I might have to go to bed early tonight, so I'm trying to go to bed by at least 12. Maybe I'll be able to read, but tomorrow I'll have plenty of time because I only have to study environmental and that'll be my last exam. And I got home 12:30ish or something after school today, and ever since I got home I have just been reading. This book is good. When you start a fantasy, I feel like everyone has to kind of like flip back to a page or flip to the map and kind of just study it. That's pretty much like your memory taking place, and that's what I'm like doing right now. If something was brought up, but like I was saying before, like it's not like a big info dump, it's like in little chunks. I kind of wish I was annotating this because there's some quotes in here. I'm on page 89, so almost to 100. I'm not sure how much I'll get into today because I do have to go to work again today. I'm really enjoying this. It reminds me of Divergent, and I think that also just, she kind of reminds me of Tris, that they're not the strongest person in the group. And oh my god, Zayden, I can't get enough of him. Like, I just want to see more of him. Okay, it did take me a little bit longer because I started to look up like fan art because I wanted to see what everyone looked like, because we're getting all these new names and I'm like, what do they look like? Like, anyways, I don't know what song I was just listening to, but it was absolutely brilliant. It was like perfect timing. Well, no, I'm trying to go to bed earlier, but it's 1:16 and I'm about to go to bed. But I was just reading Fourth Wing and I am almost 50% done with the book. I'm on to 23. I've not found 1 second in this book where I am bored. I'm so intrigued with the story. I want to just keep reading this book, but I need to go to bed. I love the characters. I really don't like Dane though. I really don't. I feel like he wants to just protect her, but it's kind of gross saying like he wants to protect her because he knows she can't do it. And then also he's all about his rules, and so I don't know, I feel like he doesn't respect Violet. I just don't like him and I'm over him, and him being like, I just want to protect you. I'm like, get out of here. If she needed protection in this place, she wouldn't have made it this far, and look where she is. So I'm just kind of frustrated. I don't have my camera, so I'm gonna be using photo math for this because I'm reading. But hi!
Dang, my head looks...
Girl.
It looks huge!
Start reading Fourth. Wait.
Ow.
Start
Ow.
reading.
Ow! Wait, hold on.
Wait.
I want to do my weird eye.
Why's your head so... Let's start this again. I'm so sorry for this comedy. This is such bad quality. Okay. sleep and I want to read this when I'm fully awake. The character development in everyone, not everyone, in a couple people, the main characters, is just astronomical, especially Violet. Violet went from, I feel like, someone who just really had her strengths to now someone who's starting to incorporate her physical strengths with her mental strengths. And I seriously think she's going to be one of the brightest, strongest writers in their generation. Not only from some certain strengths to her strengths, I think she has it. I think she is the main character. I want to be her when I grow up. I love everything about her. She's incredible. This world is incredible. I love that dragons can talk to the humans, but they can only do it through the bond. I don't know. I love it. It's different. It's not what I expected, and I love it. We're getting closely done. I don't know how many books are in this series, but I need like a lot. I don't even know what to expect. Like, we don't have a conflict. There isn't a conflict. All we're doing is just focusing on what Violet has to get through. I think there's like a small little conflict brewing. I feel like I know something's sussing me out. I'm gonna go to bed and get a good night's sleep, and then I will see you guys in the morning to start reading more of this because I can't put it down and I am an addict. It's better than drugs. Good night. Okay, so it's 12:37 and I am just starting to read, but I wanted to speak about how, like, throughout the book, it's talked about how Violet isn't as skilled as, like, everyone else because she's supposed to be a scribe. So she doesn't have the same training as everyone else. But not only that, it talks about, like, her just being weaker, like her body is. Her hair, I think it's, like, the color, the white color, and also her bones, like, break really easily. I didn't know if it was going to be mentioned in the book, and I found that it isn't. But she has something that's called, like, EDS, or, it's like Edler's syndrome or something. The author says that she related Violet off of her and her sons who have it, and it is a tissue disorder. I think it's like a tissue bond disorder. It makes you weaker, and I feel like that's really important. Like, I don't want to say she's a disabled, but she's at a disadvantage than everyone else, and I feel like adding that in the book is like different. The reason I thought of this is because what her dragon says on this page. I wanted to cry. So, camera is fixed. I originally asked my dad, like, hey, what's wrong with this? What's going on with my camera? And he said that my lens was out of sync, and so it wasn't responding, which was correct. It wasn't. And then he looked up a YouTube video and fixed it today. So, everyone say thank you, Steve. Anyways, I don't know if I gave an update last night after I was done reading, but it's 4:46 the following day, and I just wanted to give a little update on what I've read so far. So I am on page 389. I think it goes directly to 500, maybe a little bit after, around 100 pages left. So in all, I'm gonna finish this today, tomorrow, or the next day. It's gonna get done because I want to get it done. This has been taking me way too long to finish. In reality, this should have not taken me that long at all. So I'm just gonna get as much as I can done today, maybe like 50, 60 pages done, because I'm not doing anything right now. Did this get spicy? Oh my god. Okay, so I just finished reading for the day because I'm gonna go hang out with Dylan and we're gonna have like a sleepover and we're gonna go to his house and eat Indian food, and I'm so excited. Indian food is probably like my favorite food right now, and I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm on page 323 right now. Didn't read too much. I think I read like a couple chapters. I forget what I was. No, I was on 390, I believe, before this. But I love how usually there's either fantasy books that are overly packed with just all mainly fantasy, and then there's like a little subplot, like a little spice of romance. But then there's some books, like example like Ekatar, that's the only one I can think of right now. That one is fantasy is kind of like the side plot, you don't really know what's happening with that, but then like the romance is like the big plot. I'm thinking of Silver Flames, exactly. That one, goodness gracious. But this I feel like has like a good balance overall. Like this entire book has been just pure fantasy, but we just got like this good chunk of just romance, and I love it. And was it spicy? Was it good? But it wasn't like drawn, like it, no, what am I trying to say? This was drawn out. This slow burn was astronomical. I thought I was going to explode, but I like the slow burn. Like it was a good slow burn. It didn't feel too slow. It didn't feel like there wasn't anything there. There was something there, definitely, just from the start. Like she didn't allow it just to be like a little bit and then be like, okay, whatever, like let's lose that plot. No, she stuck with it and then kept sticking with it. And I was like, I think I only have 80-ish pages left, 80 pages right now left of this. So I'm loving, I'm excited. It's like a mix of Divergent and Hunger Games with dragons and Game of Thrones. And I'm loving it and I'm living for it. Now I'm feeling like sick. I'm a little terrified because it's like Christmas Eve tomorrow. Anyways, hi. 1:08 a.m. on the 24th. And not even gonna lie, literally yesterday I burnt myself like really bad making sugar cookies. And then while walking to get the cover for my book, I just cut my toe open and dead ass just gushed floor all over. I mean, gushed blood all over the floor, and now has a heartbeat, and I'm tired of hurting myself. Anyways, I finished Fourth Wing and I'm a wreck. Dead ass doll, I'm a wreck. I am dead ass right now. This is a 6-star read for me. I'm just so mad that it took me so long to read it. 100%. Oh my god, my toe hurts so bad right now. Literally had everything you could ever imagine. The tropes were absolutely brilliant. The character development, amazing. The characters we got, like I've been saying from the beginning, have been so different than what we usually get. We usually get the fierce, powerful female who just understands her power more. This character didn't know at all. Like, she was terrified in the beginning. She didn't know what she was getting herself into. I feel like we need more of these characters. I mean, she's still not the strongest writer, but she definitely showed herself. Everyone's characters, I loved them. I think Riddock is my favorite because the way I picture him, oh, he's like so cute, but also like he's just so sarcastic. I actually really like him. But besides that, I really enjoyed this book. I'm gonna give full spoilers like right after this because I don't know how to talk about this book without talking about spoilers. So character development was brilliant. The plot was brilliant. This entire book, this entire plot of fantasy was so well written. Like so well written to the point that I could picture everything I was thinking of. I've made such a huge memory bank in my mind right now. Like there's no way that I'm going to forget what I just encountered and what I just went through. Anyways, I'm just saying this book was phenomenal. So well processed. There was never a point that I was bored. When there was like info dump, it wasn't even a dump. Like it wasn't a lot at once. It was like small little chunks, but we were fine. Anyways, I'm literally in awe with this book and I can't think. Sorry, my toe hurts so bad right now. Okay, anyways. Oh, ow, ow, ow. And I like how unique the dragons' names were. There's usually like fantasy names that aren't, they're kind of hard, but like you know, they're manageable. These were kind of hard. Like I actually had to like look up a TikTok on how to pronounce them because I wanted to get them down, but I like the uniqueness of it. My only thing is that I've seen parts of interviews where the author doesn't even know how to say it, and I feel like that's disrespect to the Scottish Gaelic. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like that's kind of like a disrespect to them. But now I'm gonna get into the spoilers of this book. I really need to talk about it, and I don't know how to talk about this book without spoiling. So if you don't want to look at spoilers, skips to here, but let's get into it. I need to first talk about Violet. I mean, she's literally the perfect character. Other than the sense that she was kind of very vulnerable because of her mom being the general. She had a lot of people on her back, but she didn't allow that to stop herself from like being scared and like into her little corner. She instead understood that was happening and decided to stay strong even though she knew how weak she was, and she stood up against everyone. She came out with 2 fucking dragons. How much of a flex is that though? Oh, you want to kill me? Okay. I have one of the most powerful dragons on my side and the biggest. And I got a feathertail who don't bond to people because they don't need a rider. They don't need a bond or something to give their power to them. Oh, I thought this was fine. This was whenever it was threshing and she was helping Endarna. I'm still working on her name. It's so hard to pronounce to me. She was protecting Endarna and she was like, so I guess that's a no one flying. I toss him a soldier again. The golden dragon chuffs low in its throat in response. Great. Well, if you can back me up with those claws, I'd really appreciate it. It chuffs twice, and I spare a glance down at its claws, or should I say paws. Oh fucking hell, you don't have any claws. I just thought it was so funny. She like, Endarna like brings her claws up and is kind of just like rah. And then this is the part where whenever she realized she was bonded with Xaden, I feel like that was such like a perfect idea for the author to bring those 2 characters together, because obviously we know that Xaden is the rebellion's son and that she's obviously a general, so that's clashing because like there's a lot of tension right there. But I feel like there's no way to bring those characters together and be like, yay, they're like in love now. You have to bring them in a way that I feel like is like close proximity, and I think making both their dragons like mate puts them in a weird place, and I think that was a great perfect way. And not only that, I feel like that created more tension. I can't even, there was a last, what I loved is in the book there was like this last bit where we got to see Xaden's point of view, and he was talking about how he was literally craving Violet. He was like, the first time I saw her, like I wanted her. There was something, because at the end of the book, obviously we know she lost his trust. 498, and it says, I've risked it all by just bringing her here instead of taking her body back to Basquiat. I'm still learning that, because if you don't pronounce the A with the accent, then it actually says palm death or something instead of like wing death or something, or death college. It means palm college or something. Anyways, I tell you anything you want to know and everything you don't. I'll spend every single day of my life earning back your trust. There's more. I'd forgotten what it felt like to be loved, really truly loved. It'd been so many years since Dad died and Mom. Not going there. But then Violet gave me those words, gave me her trust, her heart, and I remembered. I'll be damned if I didn't fight to keep them. And if not possible, you still love me, it's possible. Gods, do I ache to kiss her, to remind her exactly what we are together. But I won't, not until she asks. There's more. I'm not afraid of hard work, especially not when I know just how sweet the rewards are. I would rather lose this entire war than live without you, and if that means I have to prove myself over and over, then I'll do it. You gave me your heart and I'm keeping it. She already owns mine, even if she doesn't realize it. And then he loves her, but he's not going to say it because he doesn't want to make her in a weird position of, oh, you're only saying that because like I almost just died. And I just, oh my god, he... Oh, and then there's one part, he said, this is whenever this is like the beginning of his whole point of view, but this one thing he said, my lungs only fill when hers do. I just feel like fantasy authors do romance way better. I don't know what it is. I think it's just not only the sex they get down, but this love is like, I will kill for you, because they will literally kill for you. Oh my god. Also, when Violet was like on the brink of burnout during the fight against the Venom, every time he screamed her name, because like she locked him out of her mind, every time he screamed her name, I could picture it in my head, and I just broke every time it happened. Ugh. You can see the love between them. Let's get into not only the love, but I have literally a list of what I want to talk about. Dane. From the beginning, I thought he was cute, I thought he was nice looking, but something about it pissed me the fuck off, okay? Not only was it the point that every time he saw Violet, it was like he needed to remind her that she wasn't powerful and she didn't have what it took to be a writer. It ticked me off because Violet was doing everything possible, working harder than everyone else, even when she literally has a disease which she was born with, and she was still being put down that you weren't good enough. Her literal sworn enemy was telling her she was better, and her best friend couldn't even do that. And when he was saying like he wouldn't go against the rules to rescue her or to save her, I was like, that just shows his character. That shows that he's just a selfish narcissist and wants all these gains for him and will put everyone to the side for that. So when Xaden asked Violet if he had like touched her head somewhere because he has that like memory signet, she was like, yeah, why? I was like, no, he didn't. And then when they came to the conclusion that he pretty much violated her, like it was a complete violation of her mind without her even knowing, I think that just shows Dane's character and that whole entire Nazare or something. I'm just so pissed about that place. I cannot tell you how livid I was when that happened. I had to stop reading the book and let it process. Nothing in my mind, if I was ever in Dane's point, he was influenced or anything, but it doesn't really matter because he decided to use his gift against his best friend, and I cannot put my mind past it. Hated him as soon as like he started just being like, yeah, you're not enough, you're not gonna make it, you need to disappear. And I was like, are you kidding me? Why don't you tell her how to use her ability, maybe work with her one-on-one? Like, she's been telling you from the get-go that if she goes to the scribes, her mom is just gonna put her right back, and it's gonna be embarrassing, and it's gonna show everyone else that she's weak. From that get-go, I just didn't like him. Why would she lie? Why would she lie about that? Why would she lie? You can't just trust my word. You have to go into my mind because you think I'm lying. I was unbelievably mad every time he came on the page, and every time like he would literally disrespect her and then be all like lovey-dovey. Xaden did the same thing. Like when he betrayed her, I knew that was gonna happen because like, I don't know, I was like, he's definitely hiding something. He's definitely hiding some revolution, and I didn't know what it was. So when it happened, I wasn't as stunned, but it still hurt really bad because this obviously put a step back to them. And I felt really bad for Violet because, I mean, she put her whole entire heart into him. To find that when Dane was saying that he was just going to use her, it was kind of true. But I feel like Xaden had a big reason on why he wasn't going to tell her. Like we saw, even though she didn't portray them, Dane still used her through his ability. I feel like Xaden should have told her and should have told her the truth and held her in because she had given him so many opportunities to do it, even when she wasn't telling him to open up, and he still didn't. And I understand why. I don't know, I'm still just like really heartbroken from it because it set back them. One brother got the dragon, one brother got the griffin, and then the other brother was so jealous that he got it from the ground. I think that's just, it just reminds me of like Lord of the Rings, the way it was said. So they're kind of terrifying. Like there's only one way to kill them, and it's by the wards, which I thought was really cool, which makes sense why Navarre just keeps hiding around them. They have wards protecting them, which is fine. Pramil, I'm so sorry if I'm saying these wrong. I'm so tired and not feeling well. But Pramil is just on full attack from it, or the Barons or whatever. Yeah, they're completely at a disadvantage. Like they have to go through that every single day, have to deal with the Venom, and we don't. Like we're under great protection, and that's why everyone really freaked out when the words were gone. But it wasn't even because I thought it was the Venom, it was because of the Griffin. But when everything kind of came together, it was kind of like, oh, that definitely makes sense, and now I'm terrified. So much to the fact that I started crying when Liam died. I cannot think of that. That hurt, and I feel like the author didn't have to do that, and it should be a crime to love characters like this. I didn't think I was gonna cry. I was spoiled. here we are with that spoiler coming to mind. I was really mad because I wasn't spoiled. But besides that, I just, I feel like there was no need to kill off Liam. But I guess it just shows the true connection of the dragons, and if the dragon dies, the rider dies. I hate it. Like, when they were just like scrambling, they were like, what do we do? What do we do? How do we behave? Like, what, I need to do something. And they were like, you can't, like, it just happens. Like, it just hurt too, because Liam, like they were saying, was the strongest, the healthiest, and like the best of them all, and he was just dying. He didn't deserve that, and it makes me really sad that he's dying. And he's dead. Not dying, he's dead. I can't think of it. That literally hurts so bad thinking of it. Just everything. Hold on, there was this quote. Okay, okay, this is whenever they're like finally realizing that Dane betrayed them, and but all the kids with the rebellion are like kind of pushed to go to that one point where they were gonna have the Venom attacked on them, pretty much. Even when the college knew what the Venom were and what they were doing, and literally did that so they would die. Liam steps forward, so he stands at my side. We watched as our parents were executed because they had the courage to do the right thing. I'd like to think my death would be just as honorable. My chest tightens. Their parents died to expose the truth, while mine sacrificed my brother to keep the heinous secret. When I read that, I was like, ooh. Yeah, and finally get into just Tarn and Darna and Sigel. I love it. I love that all them three and Xaden and Violet can all talk to each other. When I first heard of Tarn and how he was like a very strong dragon, I don't know what it was, but whenever the one teacher was like, he's clever and he's just very knowledgeable, I was like, that's Violet's dragon, 100%. I knew it. And there we go on Threshing, that's hers. Like, I knew it. But the way that he was just so respectful to Violet, and he was like, you work just as hard as everyone else and more so, and yet it's not your fault that you were born with this. Like, I'm gonna help you, I'm here for you. They made the saddle for her, he lifts his leg for her. Everything he does for her is just so gentlemanly, and he just cares for her so much. There was this one part where he was like, I'm not leaving you. Like just the love that he shows her and the loyalty, it's just so honorable. And I don't know, I just love their bond. And Adarna and her too. Oh, I love Adarna. She's so brave. She could be in severe danger if they knew her power. And Sigel, her and Tarn are literally a power couple. You will not change my mind. Are you kidding me? Sigel is like his second in command basically, but also the other ruler. And when she came in to save Tarn and Violet, I was just like, oh, you go, girl. Like, I don't know, I think of her as so powerful, and every time she comes on, she just shows her strength, and I love her so much for it. But yeah, this book overall was literally so amazing. The plot twist, everything about it. I didn't really know what I was thinking. I was kind of thinking that there was something weird going on. I thought it was something with like the professors, like they were hiding something, but I didn't see this coming at all. I didn't see her brother being alive, because I read the last page on accident and I saw his name and I was like, what? And then when I actually read it, it was completely different than what I thought. But also I kind of like that now, because Xaden can now show that, hey, your brother literally died because his mom pretty much put him in that position. He had to learn everything, and now he's on the right side. But I think showing that her brother is on Xaden's side, on his side, she'll understand that. She'll be more persuasive to fight and to trust Xaden, which I think is a really good thing, because she says she would fight with them, but she doesn't trust Xaden. So that's my thought. Renan and Riddock and Sawyer, I want all of them over on the good side, because me thinking of them on the bad side makes me like really anxious. It makes me really want to get to the next book to know that they get on the right side, because just knowing they're on the wrong side just like freaks me out. And, you know, like when people are like on different sides, I just don't like it, because they're best friends too. But like I said, I loved everything about it, and probably could talk about this over and over again. Everything about it was amazing, and I could not stop thinking about this book. There's times where like I'll stay up to read a book, and this is one of them. I am floored, I am flabbergasted, and I think you need to pick this up. And yeah, I will tell you now, I'm going to be getting Iron Wing, or what is it? Iron Flame. What am I saying? Iron Flame. Like I was saying, I'm not feeling good. I have to rest my burn. My foot still has a heartbeat, not the toes, but yeah, so I'm gonna go to bed. Thank you guys for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. I am so glad that I have my camera back and I can show you my beautiful reading vlogs again. I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas Eve and a wonderful Christmas Day. This will probably be up after Christmas, or if you don't celebrate, just happy holidays. I love you guys, and I will see you guys next time.